guys, Miss Bickel here with your 7th acting lesson. 7th, like lucky number 7, right? Today's lesson is all about improv or improvisation. We're going to be talking about some tips, defining it, even doing a bunch of exercises and games that you can try at home. So today's lesson is a little bit different because I have a helper today. Helper, come on down.
Hi, my name is Scott Colin, and I'm the artistic director of the Little Theater of Wilkes-Barre, and I've been doing theater for almost 40 years.
Almost 40 years. That's longer than I've been on this earth.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say he knows what he's talking about. So he's done theater in New York, here, Alabama. He toured, right? Didn't you tour all over?
I did a national tour playing Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer. Did that for about 10 months.
That's a long time to be on the road, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Enough about his backstory. Yeah, he's qualified. And yeah, he's all mine. Anywho, we always start warming up the 3 parts. I bet you haven't been watching my videos.
Oh,
what are
man.
the 3 parts you warm up?
The voice.
The voice. Good job. You got one. What's another one?
The body.
Yeah. The body and what else?
The mind.
The mind. How did you know? So today's warm up is actually tug of war. All right. Ready? We're going to bring it, except there's no rope.
No, I got a rope. It's back here.
He has a rope. He comes with a rope, guys.
Right? There you go. You take that in.
All right.
Let me just take up the slack here. Hang on.
Okay, I'm just going to go in this back corner if you want to head on down there.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Wrap this end around my leg.
All right. Wait, I don't have enough. Can you give me some of that
Yeah,
stuff?
sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
You got it?
All right. Okay. I'm going to get rug burn. I just know. My hands are sweaty. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Go! Oh, my feet are slipping, No, not if I can stop it! No. Victorious.
Always clean up the rope when you're done.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it laying around so anyone can fall and trip. So what is improv or improvisation? It's making a believable situation without any preparation. You should not be preparing ahead of time what you're going to do because that kind of messes up the spontaneity of it. So here are some tips that you can use whenever you are performing anything with improv. Truly make the invisible visible. We talked about that in a past lesson. Really utilize that when you're doing any improv. Make sure you show, but not tell. You really want to act it out, but don't tell someone what you're doing. Show them, and then they can play off of your actions. Don't try to be funny, because you're probably not going to be funny. Like I said before, don't prepare ahead of time. That takes away any of the spontaneity. If you don't prepare, you can just use whatever comes to mind and run with it right on the spot. It's okay if you mess up, right? You are all thinking, oh no, but I can look like a fool. Yeah, well, that's okay, and that's theater, right? Perfection is the death of creativity. Remember that masterclass in New York that I talked about in a past lesson? They brought that up to all of the students there. If you are not trying to be perfect and you're just being organic, being you, that is way better than actually trying to be a perfectionist. Because you're more creative when you're open to anything. Don't play it safe. Playing it safe is kind of a defensive strategy. Now, Viola Spallin, I'm going to mention her because we're going to use a lot of her exercises, was a specialist in improv, and she says that a lot. Don't play it safe. You're cheating yourself of an unexpected discovery, and it keeps you from tapping into something new that might just come to mind.
The cornerstone to acting is being present, being listening and responding. So even though you're saying lines when you're given a script, and you have to listen, pay attention, and then quickly respond to that. So we're talking about reacting with your body, your mind, and then you say through your voice. And so that's really important to be present in the scene. And with that response, you accept the gift, which is the next rule of improv. For instance, if I were to say, hey, here's the football, And if she were to respond,
This isn't a football. This is just a little mango.
exactly. See, that's not accepting the gift. Once I create the reality of a scene, that reality becomes the scene. If you think, no, it would be funnier if it would be a mango, well, that's not improv then. That's just you riffing on yourself. You need to be able to make the football humorous or engaging in improv. I actually find serious improv even more engaging. It doesn't always have to be funny. It can also be very, very serious and very poignant, because then you start creatively write your own story through your mind.
So this next exercise is all about accepting the gift and joining in. That's actually what's kind of tricky about it. You can't go against them. You have to do what the other person is saying and join in with them. So speaking of join in with them, Scott, come on back. This game is known as Yes, Let's. Normally you do it with a large group. We're just going to do it with one person. You are the group. We're gonna switch off.
This is my group in my group
He is
space.
the whole group. Let's go camping. Then he would say,
Yes, let's.
so then we're all camping, all doing our own thing, all in the same make-believe zone.
Get my sticks over here. Try to make the fire.
He's really into it.
Oh, there we go.
He made fire! Now, let's switch off.
Hey, let's join the circus.
Yes, let's!
Whoa!
Okay, so just say that you are a little new to this whole theater game thing, a little new to doing improv. Well, you can actually do improv at home with something you've probably heard of or played before, charades. Now, if you try doing charades at home, try to remember to break down a word into multiple syllables. So, Scott, come on back. If he has the word mistake and he wants me to figure it out, he can break it into 2 syllables, miss and take, or he could break it into mist and ache. Now, I want to see what he'd come up with. Now, what would you do? Me? Oh, I'm assuming this hand, right? Okay. Mrs. Mr. Miss. Okay, miss. Miss. Steak. Mistake. Ah! This next one is an easy step into improv exercises. It's having a difficulty with small objects. So, for instance, maybe he has trouble with a stuck zipper. Believable, right? Even though he has buttons on his shirt, we believe that he has a stuck zipper. What about something else like a tough to open jar of jam? We believe that he's having trouble. Try to act through it. What would you do in real life? Well, he's working on that jar. I'm going to tell you about why this is important. It's important to try to do these little exercises where you're trying things in real life, because you need to be able to have realistic business on stage. Making business. Business is when you don't just sit there or don't just stand there. You give yourself something to do. He is still working on that jar, and he hasn't just stayed in one spot. He's giving himself business.
We're supposed to do what we do in real life, right?
You give it to me.
Can you open that, please?
That wasn't that hard.
Yeah, I loosened it for you. Can I have the lid, please? Thank you.
Go ahead. We can't go on until he puts peanut butter on his sandwich with the jam.
You can continue now.
This next one is called creating a story. So often you're going to just be making a story with...
I need milk.
Go on. Go. Give me that sandwich. Give it to the dog.
Whoa! I worked hard on that sandwich.
Hun, We're trying to aim for less than 20 minutes here.
Sorry.
Like I was saying again, this one is called creating a story. Either we start with a word each and create a story and act while we're doing it, or a sentence. I'd say start with a sentence for those that are beginners. I'll start with, once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess.
And she was in love with a gingerbread boy.
Now, this princess was allergic to ginger, and any time that anything with ginger was around, she had this bad reaction.
And so the gingerbread boy got all the people of the kingdom together and said, I will give my entire gingerbread house to anyone who can solve the ginger allergy problem, so I can be with my princess.
We can make this that the gingerbread boy wins or the princess wins. Whatever, just keep going back and forth. I have no idea what he's going to say. He has no idea what I'm going to say.
They could both win. Just saying.
Why not both? This one is called Kitchen, which is kind of what we had already started with Scott and his whole peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But you're going to act out a kitchen environment one at a time. Everyone that comes in establishes either a piece of furniture or something inside the kitchen that you would interact with. And the next person that comes in has to acknowledge what the other person did. You don't have to actually interact with what the other people did, but you have to not block their creativity. I'll show you what I mean right now. Okay. I can't find a pot anywhere.
So if I'm going to go to spaghetti, I need pasta. Pasta is going to be up in the pantry. Up here, no, that's rigatoni. Aha, angel hair. Got it. Okay, put those back. And I open the box, and where's the pot? There was supposed to be a pot here. She told me she was getting a pot. I'll just put that on the counter and find a pot.
Okay, I found a pot. I don't know why Scott put it in the bathroom, but I have a pot. Okay, so, quick filling pot. All right. So I need, how nice of him. He already has the pasta ready for me. Now, should I boil it first or should I put the pasta in first? Scott likes to boil it first. I like to put the pasta in. I'm putting the pasta in first. All right. So I'm going to set it. Oh, that's hot. All right. We're ready to go. I'll just let that boil a little while longer before I do anything else. I'll be right back.
And I have a pot, and the pot's already on the stove. I guess I don't need this one. We keep our pots in the bathroom for some reason. Just put that on the counter there. All right, some sauce. Okay, I guess we don't have any ready-made sauce, so I'll go back to the pantry and pull out 2 tomatoes, and I guess we'll just, oh, it's messy. Okay, that's how you make tomato sauce, right? Take the other tomato. Oh, I got it. Oh, man, I hate it when I get it on my shirt.
Scott, I told you not to wear white when we're cooking in the kitchen. Jeez. Okay, what on earth? Why is there tomatoes everywhere in the kitchen? There's seeds all over. Stay calm. Just stay calm. This is the rest of my life. This next one is called typewriter. So, Scott, come here. Go ahead and go in the background. So for this game, there's going to be one author or narrator that's going to be typing on a typewriter. For all you young kids out there, a typewriter was before computers, and it actually typed out everything, every letter, and often you can't go back until the newer typewriters came out and you could delete. You actually had to rip off a whole page and just throw it out and start over. So for this game, anytime I want to just start over, Scott will see me just rip up a piece of paper and throw it. And then just give him a whole new scenario, a whole new character, anything you want. You are the author. You can change it how you like. I have my typewriter, and he is the story, the whole story. You can play with a lot more people, but I just have him. Make sure you read out loud what you are writing. There once was a man. He wasn't a very strong man. He was actually quite weak. And he actually had no arms. But he had fangs, and he could breathe fire. No, I don't like that. Start over. There once was a girl. She was not a pretty girl. I'm crying. Oh my God, he's so funny. He makes me laugh. Let's move on to the next game. Now we still have the sillies, so I think it's about time we do some gibberish games. Whenever you want to do a game or anything at all with gibberish, that means you just make up a nonsense language. But sometimes that's a little hard for people. So try to say some words or make some sounds without moving your lips. And it helps with doing da, dee da, do da da da. Think of D's. Da, dee dee da, do da, da da da, da da da, do da da. And you can just make your own language. But if you're past that, then you can make a language using all sorts of letters. This one you can use in English, but you can also use it in gibberish. It's called Who Am I? Think of a profession or a job or occupation, and think of a problem.
You mean like a doctor with an unruly patient?
I was not unruly.
Unruly.
Or it can be a cook that always burns his food. A gardener that can never seem to get their plants to grow.
How about an Olympic swimmer?
An Olympic swimmer with no arms.
Mm-hmm.
Now try to do this with gibberish, okay? So why don't you think of a profession and a problem, and I have to guess, and use gibberish to show me.
Okay.
A chef. A chef that eats his own food. That makes really annoying sounds.
Can we do it?
I'm good. I'm not eating any of your Okay, a chef that has no taste. Okay. The next one is also gibberish, but can be in English as well, but we're going to do it in both. It's teach me something. So, Scott, I want you to try to teach me something in gibberish. And if I ever say English, you switch to English. If I say gibberish, you switch to gibberish.
Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, English. And 64, and then you divide it by 8.
Gibberish.
60.
English.
8 times 8 is see, 8 times 8 is 64, and that's right, right? Can't remember if 8 times 8 is 64. Yes, it is. So now I just taught you math.
Did you really? This is another gibberish game. This one's called Gibberish Translator. Okay? If you have 2 people, then one person's the translator and one person is the gibberish speaker. If you have 3 people, that's even better, or 4, then the other person can translate a conversation between the 2 of us. He is going to now try to talk to you. Okay, so when you're home, make sure you eat a lot of legumes. You really wash those legumes. But make sure you floss. Especially like me, where I have bad teeth. I really like to eat my fingers. So the translator can be purposefully saying things that they're not quite acting out, which is silly, or you can actually try to figure out what he's saying. When you first started, what were you doing?
Oh, I was actually waiting for you to tell me what to do through your translation.
That's a nice tip. This one we're going to do really quickly is alphabet game. This one is more advanced. You need to have a conversation, but start with the next letter of the alphabet. Go back and forth, one sentence each, and you have to do the next letter of the alphabet. It gets tricky, and if someone stammers or doesn't say the next letter, then they're out. Always make sure you look directly into the camera when speaking.
But make sure that you're done your makeup before you look right in the camera, or else you might break it.
Can you really say you've ever done your makeup for camera?
Doubtful, but people have said that I have that kind of face.
Everyone says you have that kind of face. Yeah, that was a good one. This one is questions. Go back and forth, and you can only speak in questions. Why are you dressed like this today?
You don't like the way I'm dressed?
Don't you think it's a little bit formal?
These buttons are made of...
That's a statement.
I was going to make it into a question.
Nope, out! Those are all the exercises I'm going to show you this week. Me and my lovely helper, Scott.
Hi. Hope you had as much fun as we did.
Oh, yeah. And remember, keep
Making people believe. Sorry.
Keep making people believe. Bye, guys.